Hi everyone, welcome back to the SPMIT solutions. And this is the day two session for this SnapLogic. Now, the last session we have discussed about this SnapLogic and also the architecture and features about the SnapLogic. Now, today's session we are going to discuss some key concepts and also the key terms inside this SnapLogic. Now, what is a snap? Like Snap is nothing but this building blocks of this Snap logic. So the Snap is in a computational unit which performs some specific function. Like it can be read the data from the source system, or we can write the data to a target system. Or like once you read the data from the source system, if you want to pass it, even that particular functionality also we can do with the help of this snaps. And these snaps are like a drag and drop connectors. And with the help of this, you can connect to those various endpoints, like such as applications, or the databases, or the APIs or the file systems. If you want to connect, we can use the snaps. And also the snap logic provided around 40 plus pre-built snaps to connect to the wide variety of these endpoints. And also, the each and every snap inside this snap logic will perform some specific function. It can be reading the data from the source system, or it can be transforming it, or it can be writing the data to a target system. So now again, these snaps was categorized into the six types. One is the read and write, and other one is pass and transform and flow and format. And how they were divided the snaps into the different types. So based on this functionality. So now if you come back to this platform here, this is this SnapLogic platform. Now if you just click on this snaps here, and also you can filter the snaps by type, and you can see these types was categorized into the five types. Okay. Sorry, these snaps. Okay. Now come back to this snap logic here. These, if you just look at the snaps here, just you filter this snaps based on the type here, so that you can just look at the snaps which was categorized into those six types. Now the first one is read. So with the help of this read snaps, right, you can read the data from specific system. Like it can be any enterprise application of the database, anything. By using the snaps, you can read the data from the specific systems. And also we do have this write. Even by using this write snaps also, you can send the data to any specific application. And after that, we have this pass and the pass and the format. We have this pass and the format, two different snaps. These are two important snaps inside the snap logic. Now, what are these pass snaps? Why we will use this pass snaps? Because if you just look at any of this snap logic pipeline here, just look at this any of this pipeline, the SnapLogic pipeline here. We are going to read the data from this file reader. Okay, once we read this data, we do have some CSV for parsers and the mapper, right? So if from any system, if you read the data, so inside this SnapLogic, you are going to get this particular data into the binary format only. Now you want to do some transformation. Means in order to do the transformation, that particular binary data, we have to convert into some document format, right? So how can we convert this binary data into a document format? By using this parse maps. So with the help of this parse maps, you can convert your binary data into the document format. And then again, we have this format snaps. So by using this format snaps, like once you receive this data and you have them transformation, and after that you have to send this specific file to a target system. Even before sending the data to a target system, we have to convert this document data into a binary format. So for that particular case, we are going to use this format snaps. So with the help of this format snaps, you can convert your binary data into a document format. For that, we are going to use this format snaps. And other than that, we have this transform snaps. So the help of this transform snaps, you can perform some churn actions or the mapping, or if you want to sort the data, so that we can go with this format snaps. And these are the transform snaps. Oh, sorry, these are like the transform snaps. So with the help of this transform snaps, you can just convert you can okay. So with the help of this transform snaps, you can perform some join condition. Like these are the basic snaps. Both transform and the flow are the basic snaps. So with the help of this, you can perform some join condition, or if you want to sort the data, so that we can do it with transform shapes. And also we have this flow snaps. Even these are the basic snaps. So with the help of this, you can copy the data, or you can filter or route the data. So these were the different snaps we have inside this SnapLogic. Now again, the next one is snap packs. Like what is the snap packs? These snap packs are nothing but the a group of the snaps which like okay, so what is the snap packs? So snap packs serves as a logical grouping of the snaps based on some functionality. So if you come back to the platform here, just click on the snaps, and where you can filter the date, where you can filter your snaps based on the snap pack. And also you can just look at here, these were the different snap packs, which are filtered or which are based on this particular functionality. Now, if you just look at this Facebook here, now in order to connect to this Facebook, or if you want to query some data, to search the data, or if you want to perform some actions with this Facebook, so all the snaps was grouped here based on this particular functionality. Now, again, these snaps also will be categorized into different types. Like we do have a core snaps, like those are the basic snaps, and that you are going to get it with your basic subscription, like data transformation and common used endpoints. But when you go with this premium snap packs, right, like analytics and the enterprise and the social snap packs, if you require, you have to go with this subscription. And also the custom snap packs. Even you can design your custom snap packs as well based on the requirement. Now, the next thing is in a pipeline. Like, what is this pipeline inside this SnapLogic? So, pipeline. With the help of this pipeline only, we can able to define the data flow, or you can like let's say you want to retrieve the data from the source system, and you want to send it to the target system, and in the middle if you want to include some transformations, or if you want to perform some other actions, so that can be designed inside this pipeline. Now if we just come back to the platform here, so just if you just click on the pipeline here, and you can create your pipeline based on the requirement. Like let's say you have some requirement where you want to get the data from some source system, and based on that you want to send the data to some target system. So in that particular case, we can use this pipelines. So with the help of the pipelines only, you can build your solution for your business logic. And then we do have patterns. Like what is this patterns? Like these patterns, we will call it as an reusable templates. And with the help of these patterns, we can create a pipelines as well. Now, if we just come back here to the platform, and we do have a patterns here. So what is this patterns? These patterns refers to a predefined integration templates also. Or like it can be a design templates. With help of this, right, we can streamline this process of building an integration workflows. So with the help of this pattern site, we can implement some common integration tasks very quickly, like such as this data transformations, or you can even, so with the help of this patterns, you can implement the common integration task quickly, such as this data migration, or it can be data synchronization of the transform task. So let's take an example. Let's say you want to build around 10 to 15 integrations. Okay. For all those integrations, there is some common requirement that if this particular pipeline get fails, you have to trigger some email notification. Now, those triggering an email notification is a common across all those integrations, right? Now, in this particular case, this common requirement, whatever you have, so that particular requirement you can just create as a pattern, and that particular pattern can be reused across this multiple integrations, so that by implementing these patterns we can save the time, and also we can ensure this, the consistency, and also we can avoid this repetitive development for the work. Okay, the next one is a task. Like, what is this a task? Let's say you have built your pipeline, and we'll go back to this platform here. Now, let's say you have built your pipeline and you have tested this pipeline and like, you have executed this pipeline, which is working fine. And after that, once you deploy this particular pipeline there, this pipeline have to execute automatically without any manual intervention. Means this particular pipeline have to be executed every day, 8 a.m. in the morning. Now, in that particular case, what we can do, you can schedule your pipeline to trigger at every day, 8 a.m. in the morning. So this particular schedule of this pipeline can be done by using this task. So now again, these tasks also categorized into the three types. So the first one is a scheduled task. So with the help of the scheduled task, right, you can trigger your pipeline or you can schedule your pipeline to execute for a certain time or certain intervals. Now again, we have this trigger task. So what is this trigger task? So you have built some pipeline and this particular pipeline have to be called by some external systems and they want to call our pipeline remotely. Now, in that particular case, we can just expose our a pipeline as a REST API, and we are going to get an endpoint. And that endpoint information we are going to give it to this external applications, and they are going to call our APIs, especially our SnapLogic pipeline. So, in these particular scenarios, we can go with this trigger task. And then we have this ultra task as well. And this ultra task will be used to execute this or to trigger this ultra pipelines. And these ultra pipelines, right, like will be used for the high performance. And also if you are dealing with some streaming data pipelines, or if you want to integrate with some real-time data. So in that case, we can go with this ultra pipeline and this even ultra pipeline site which leverages the streaming architectures to process the data continuously and efficiently. And this ultra task you are going to get with this a subscription feature. And the next one is Snaplexes. Like what is this Snaplexes? Now again, you have built some pipeline and you want to test this pipeline. Like when you click on this, this particular pipeline will get executed and it will use some Snaplexes, right? So that particular Snaplexes only we will call it as some runtime environment. Means once you're done with the development, you want to test your pipeline. If you want to test your pipeline, you require certain runtime. So that particular runtime only we will call it as a Snaplexes inside the SnapLogic. So with the help of the Snaplex, you can just execute your SnapLogic pipeline. Now, again, this Snaplexes was divided into the two types. So one is in a groundplex and other one is in a cloudplex. So the groundplex is nothing but the runtime server which is installed or which is hosted within the on-premises, like whoever the customer is there. And this particular Snaplex was installed in this customer's on-premises application or within this on-premises infrastructure in that particular place, we can call it as a Snaplexes. Ground, sorry. So what is a groundplex? So the groundplex is also one of the runtime environment, but which is installed within this customer's infrastructure. And by using this groundplex, yes, you can connect to your on-premises integrations and also you can execute this on-premises pipelines. And then we do have a cloudplex. Like even this cloudplex is nothing but it was hosted on this public cloud infrastructure. And it was normally this cloudplex will be provided by this providers itself. Like here we have the SnapLogic, which is a provider. So this services can be provided by this SnapLogic as well. And this will be hosted on this cloud. And these cloud plexes will offer the scalability and also the flexibility. And also it provides the higher valuability for processing the data in the cloud. Now, again, we have this concept of this node. Like as I said, in order to execute the pipeline, we require some server. So that particular server only we will call it as a Snaplexes, right? The server inside this Snaplexes only we will call it as a node. So with the help of this node, you can execute your SnapLogic pipeline. And Also, this node can be your Windows machine, or it can be a Linux machine where your SnapLogic application is installed. And again, the SnapLogic application runs on the again the SnapLogic application runs on the different JVM. Okay. Now, what is a node inside this SnapLogic? So, a node is a resource that can perform the task execution within the pipeline. So this node actually belongs to the Snaplex, means it can be in a group of nodes that collaboratively process and manage the data across this multiple pipelines. Means, as I said previously, right, we do have a Snaplex. Like inside the Snaplex, we have a concept of the server. So that particular server, we will call it as an node here, and where you are going to execute your pipeline. And this net can be your Windows node, or it can be your Linux node as well. So with this SnapLogic, like this node can be in a Windows, or it can be your Linux server as well, where your SnapLogic application is installed. And also this SnapLogic behind will use us this JVMs to execute your pipeline. And then we have these organizations as well. Like each and every organization will follow the different environments. Like it will follow some development, UID, and the production environment. And the same will be applicable in case of a SnapLogic. And each and every environment will be associated with some Snaplex. Like it could be a development Snaplex, and the UID Snaplex, and the production Snaplex. The next one is subscription and the features. Like when I was discussing about this ultra task, right? Those ultra tasks you are going to get it based on the subscription features. And also we do have some primary snaps. Even those primary snaps also we are going to get by this subscription basis. And also some additional functionalities like decryption, and also this key support if you want to support this key rotation. So all these features we are going to get it based on the subscription features. And the next one is the components. What are the different components we have inside this SnapLogic? So now just come back to this SnapLogic platform here, and also we can see when you have logged into the SnapLogic, by default, we were into this designer window. Like this designer is a web-based graphical interface. And with the help of this designer only, we can create, or we can configure, or we can manage this integration pipelines. So this designer will provides this drag and drop interface functionality so that we can build our workflows. And also it enables, or it provides the features of monitoring or debugging. And also it provides this version control for our pipelines. So inside this pipeline only, you can inside this designer only you can build your pipelines. And once you build with your pipelines, even you can test your pipelines, and also you can do this version control for this particular pipelines. And the other component inside this SnapLogic was the manager. Now, if we just click on this manager here, this particular SnapLogic manager is for an administrator to perform on a different actions. Like let's say they want to create some task, like it can be a scheduled task, it can be a trigger task if they want to create, and those tasks can be created by within this manager. And also you have some snaplexes, like what are the snaplexes we have. Even if you want to look at the history of the snaplexes, you can able to find it inside this manager. And also you want to create some users, and for that you want to provide some settings. And also if you want to monitor the system performance, right? So these are all can be performed within this manager. And then we do have a dashboard, and this particular dashboard is used for monitoring purposes. Like let's say you have developed one pipeline and you deployed it. Now it was executing. Now we want to see this particular pipeline is failed, or whether it is in a success, or whether it is in a failure. Or like let's say if it is in a failure and you want to find out this what was the failure information. And if it is in a success, what is this the time it taken to execute. The complete statistics about this pipeline, if we can find it under this manager window, like, sorry, this complete statistics about this the pipelines and also the servers, we can able to find out inside this dashboards. And if you just look at this dashboard here, my snap. Cloudplex health also I can able to find out here inside this dashboard. Now, the coming session we are going to discuss the practical. We are going to discuss about the practical. The coming sections we are going to discuss about the SnapLogic, including some exercises. So before that, make sure you have access to this specific site. We do have this elastic.snaplogic.com. So go and get a subscription for this elastic.snaplogic.com so that we can able to start this development. And thank you for watching. And if you are looking for an training for the different integration technologies, yes, you can just reach out to those SPMIT solutions. Thank you.